Yes, guys, you know what time it is. It's your boy David at the Irish Hotspur, Ireland's #1 Spurs fan, bringing you another Premier League prediction show with my boy Charlie. How you keeping, man?
Yeah, good, David. Always enjoy these shows. I saw you can see the smile on my face. I had a very, very good week last week, so yeah, I'm hoping for another repeat of that. And yeah, I always enjoy the predictions. Always a good bit of fun. And yeah, thanks for having me on your channel. As always, David.
Yeah, no problem at all. So, look, in first place on the leaderboard, we have Simon still with 47 points, smashing out another huge weekend, taking out 11 points. We have THFC Gaming in second place with 44 points. And I made a mistake. I shorted him a point the week before, so I added that onto this. So he's in second with 44 points. In third, we have Kevin Murray with in third, we have Charlie with 40 points. In fourth, we have Kevin Murray with 38 points. In fifth, we have Paul Markey with 34 points. In sixth, we have Adam Fox with 31 points. In seventh, we have the greatest man on the planet, which is me, with 25 points. Then we have Wayne Bonner on 23 points, Lily White Lane on 20 points, Runa LB on 19 points. He missed last weekend, which is a shame, but he said he was going to take the hit. Fair play. We have Lily White Blue, who's new. Everybody welcome Lily White Blue. He's on 16 points, a massive weekend for him. We have Lisson Grove still on 10 points. He missed last weekend. And Enoch Nurse on 6 points. So there you have it, guys. And what I've done is the people that didn't get the City game in, look, I just gave you a point because everyone would have predicted City to beat the Spanners anyway. You know what I mean? And then some people got their City score in and ended up getting 4 points for it, just to make it fair. But look, we'll move on to it now, Charlie. So let's get straight into it. First game, which is tonight, Burnley v Leicester.
Oh, that's an interesting one because, of course, Burnley coming off the 4-0 defeat to us. Leicester, on the other hand, coming off couple of very bad defeats to them, of course, against Slavia Prague in Europa League and, of course, against Arsenal, a 3-1 defeat there, which was a surprise to me. So, yeah, look, Leicester, I think it was from this point last season where their collapse sort of started, and that was due to, like, injuries as well. And now they've got Maddison out, which we saw against Arsenal. They looked very sort of lack of creativity. And with now Harvey Barnes, who went off injured in that game, they've got some real big players out, Leicester. And, of course, Burnley, as I said, Burnley not on the best of run and form themselves. Like, of course, we beat them 4-0, very good win for us. And before that, they drew 0-0 with West Brom, and they really should have lost that game. So I do feel Burnley will want a reaction from getting thumped 4-0 by us. And I think they're going to frustrate Leicester in this one. I'm going to go 0-0. I think it will be a frustrating game for Leicester. And I think without Maddison, without Barnes, I think they do lack a lot of creativity. So I'm going to go 0-0 in this one. I think it will be a stalemate.
Yeah, I'm torn between a 1-1 or a 1-0 Leicester. Look, Burnley were pretty awful against us, let's be honest. You know, we stifled them. They created absolutely nothing. Which, by the way, actually, go back to the last Premier League prediction show. I told you to quote me. I told you it was going to happen. I told you it was going to be a good
You said
weekend,
4-0.
and I told you we were going to keep a clean sheet. So, you know, the profit is back. But look, do you know what? I'm going to go 1-1. I'm going to go 1-1 here. I do think Leicester missing some of their players. They're similar to us. Once, you know, some of their starting 11 players go out, they don't really have the squad in depth, and it does hamper them. You know, they got thumped by Arsenal, which I was expecting them to beat. They're knocked out of Europe. And Charlie, I've said to you loads of times, the back end of the season, the Brendan Rodgers team always falls apart. I've said it to you. You know, They're just overtrained and they become tired and they can't do what they usually do. So, yeah, I'm going to go 1-1 on that. The next game then is Sheffield United versus Villa. Of course, Sheffield United are off the back of a 2-0 loss to Liverpool, and Villa are off the back of a 1-0 win against Leeds, which was a good win for them. And you know what? I know Villa are missing Jack Grealish, but I'm going to go another 1-0 Villa here.
Oh, that's interesting. I think, yeah, you said Villa without Grealish. He's been ruled out again for this game. I thought, of course, they got a 1-0 win at Leeds, which I thought was very impressive considering without Grealish. And Villa are the type of team where if they go a goal up, they can be difficult to break down. I feel they're very good defensively, Villa. So I think they'll get another win in this one. I think it'll be another 1-0 win. I'm going to agree with you on this one. So I think Sheffield United, you saw they try. They have a lot of effort.
I think they're gone, to be honest.
Yeah, I think they're gone. They have a lot of effort in their team, but unfortunately just don't have the quality to do anything.
Yeah, they have a lot of effort. But look, they've gave McGoldrick up front, so you're never going to score enough goals to stay in the Premier League with a striker who averages about 5 a season.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I'm going to go 1-0 for that one. I think it'll be another away clean sheet for Villa. They've got quite a lot of those this season. So, yeah, 1-0 to Villa.
Yeah, 100%. And that brings me on to the next game. It's Roy Hodgson versus Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, which is obviously, Palace, a.k.a. the Eagle, which, by the way, I am lining up for 6-1-9 when we play them Sunday against Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's United. You know what? Look, I think this is going to be a draw. Palace will nick this, I think United were very disappointed against Chelsea. Like we told you last weekend, it was going to be an absolute bore fest. You know what I mean? They were hyping it up to be this big game. In essence, we were right. It was a boring game. Look, Palace, they are dogged. And, they could catch United on the counter. But I'm going to go 1-1 here.
Oh, that's a big shout. Ooh.
I'm gonna go Palace upset United. I did say I think that Chelsea game would be the start of a bad run of results for United, and I think it could continue into this game.
Oh, that's interesting. Of course, Crystal Palace without Zaha, which could affect them a lot, which has affected them, I think, without Zaha.
No, he could be back for today. Ray Hodgson said yesterday that he's expecting them to be back.
Apparently, he could be back for Sunday, apparently. That's for when they play us, typical. But yeah, look, I think Palace, they're not on a good run, Palace. They've been losing a lot of games lately. They lost 3-0 at home to Burnley not so long ago. They did get a win in their motorway derby against Brighton. I don't even know how that's a derby, but still, I think, look, United, their away form's been immaculate, really, for over a year now. They haven't lost away from home for a long time now, and I think they're going to get an away win in this one. I don't like saying that. I wish I could agree with you, David, but my gut feeling is going towards a United win. I'm going to go 2-0 for this one. I think they'll probably score early, and then Palace will heap them with a bit of pressure, and then they'll kill it off with a second. So I'm going to go 2-0 United for this one.
Yeah, not bad. Look, United do struggle against Palace from what I've seen over the years, so that's why I'm going 1-1. I just think Palace. I do think they get up for these big games. So that's why I'm going with the 1-1. But look, it brings me on to the greatest fixture of all. It's Fulham v Tottenham, the greatest team in the world, the best team in Europe. Look, we're going to turn Scotty Parker into Scotty Starstruck, especially when our front line rock up at Craven Cottage. You know what I mean? They don't even deserve to be playing at Craven Cottage. They deserve to be playing in the biggest stadiums, like, the Hotspur Stadium, stuff like that, instead of going and playing in Little Fulham. But look, at the end of the day, that's what the job in hand is, and I fully expect them to turn up and absolutely smash them. Scotty Parker, he embarrassed me the last time he played. I still owe him a wedgie and a nuggie. So for me, I'm going Tottenham 3-0. I think another 3-0 coming.
Jesus, wow. Look, I'll be completely honest here. I think, the Burnley win was great, but I think we have to make that count. I think if we can beat Fulham and then Palace on Sunday, I think the Burnley win definitely shows that we can now kick on and be consistent, which is what we've been calling for. But I think if we don't win this game, then I think, the Burnley game, it doesn't matter. We have to be consistent. That's the thing. And I think the Burnley game will give us a good feeling. It will give us confidence for this game. Fulham, on the other hand, they're a tough nut to crack. They really, really are. Like, they don't lose many games, Fulham. They've only lost like one in their last 8. They have drawn a lot of games. Every nut cracks, though, Charlie. Every nut cracks eventually. It does, yes. And we've seen that when they have played the top teams, they've been on a lot of sort of very narrow defeats. Like, they lost, I think, 1-0 to Chelsea due to a red card. I thought Fulham battered them that game. I really did. I thought Fulham should have won that, but the red card kind of spoiled it. I think Man United, when they went 1-0 up, they lost to a Pogba worldie. And they got a draw at home to Liverpool as well. So they can be a tough team to break down. And this could be a tough game for us. It really could. We saw it at the Tottenham Stadium. We should have won that game. We really should have, but it shows we can't give them too much encouragement either. I think with Bale coming into form, hopefully he plays again. I think for me, there's no need. For me, I wouldn't make any changes to the starting 11. I'd stick with the same 11 that played against them.
I think you might see 1 or 2 changes, to be honest. I do think you might see Bale maybe drop out and be told to be ready for Sunday, with Dele Alli coming in and pushing Lucas out to the right. That's just my gut feeling. But look, I could be completely wrong. Yeah,
but look, I was saying that Fulham, as I said, they recently beat Everton 2-0 at Goodison Park. A really good win for them there. I thought they were I watched a bit of that game. They were brilliant in that game, Fulham. You got Josh Maja.
Sound like a Fulham fan, Charlie.
No, I'm just saying from what I've seen of them, I've been quite impressed with them actually lately. They're only 3 points from the relegation zone. They're as well. What was it? That was their most recent result. They They got some
They
good
drew 0-0
results.
with Palace.
Yeah, 0-0 with Palace, which I thought they should have won that game. They had many chances in that one. I think that's where Fulham are the most poor. They're sort of up front. They're a bit wasteful, but defensively they are strong. So, but I think, look, we have to win this game. We really do. If we have any ambition of getting into that top four and pushing the teams above us, we really have to pick up 3 points in this game. It's an absolute must win. It really is. And I think we'll get a narrow win here. I'm going to go 1-0 Spurs. I think it will be narrow. I think it will be tight, but it's so important we get an early goal in this one. It really is. But I'm going to go 1-0. I think we'll nick this one. But I think it will be tight, though. I think Fulham will give us a game. They tend to give the top teams a game, but I think we should win this game. It's a must win, as I said. We have to be up for it. I think after the 4-0, it will give us momentum and confidence. And if we can win this game, it can give us further momentum for the Palace game. So I think it'll be tight. I think it'll be a tough affair. Fulham, as I said, small pitch at Craven Cottage, make it difficult for the away team. But I think we'll nick this one 1-0. And just believe me, it's so important we win this game. It really is. And I think it'll be a narrow win for us, 1-0.
No, it is. Look, but I expect our lads to be hurting after the last result against Fulham. And I expect them to come out here and rip up the form book, to be honest. And I expect us to pick up where we picked up from Burnley. And I do expect us to come out and play well. But look, the preview for that is coming out at 8 o'clock tonight, which Charlie will be on. So make sure you tune in for that. By the way, I do very good previews, I have to say. People tend to enjoy them. I try to cover a bit of everything in there, so make sure you tune in and don't miss out. Look, that brings me on to a game which, honestly, I think is going to be a very boring game. I think it's going to be very tight. I think it'll be decided by a goal, which is West Brom versus Everton. Look, do you know what? I think this is going to be a draw. I think if any team is going to nick, I think it could be Everton. But look, let's face it, they were very, very poor against Southampton Monday night. I watched it.
They're a bit lucky in that one.
Yeah, no, they were very poor. It was a very poor game. But you know what? I'm going to go 1-0 Everton. I'm going to go 2-1 Everton. 2-1 Everton. I think with Calvert-Lewin and Richarlison, I think they'll have enough in the box to maybe nick a couple of goals. But I do think West Brom at home, I do think they will score one. Yeah,
I think West Brom themselves, how did they win that game 1-0 against Brighton? That was some ridiculous refereeing there from Lee Mason. It really was. But they got a win. They're on sort of decent form, West Brom, at the moment. They got a draw against Burnley, which they really should have won, and they got a draw against Man United not so long ago. But I think Everton, they've got a win, of course, winning the Merseyside derby not so long ago, and of course getting another win against Southampton. And I think they'll get another win in this one. I think West Brom could get a goal from somewhere, to be honest. But I think Everton will nick this one 2-1. I think it could come late in the last 10 minutes, but I just feel Everton will have too much quality for their sort of very poor against West Brom. So I'm going to go 2-1 Everton as well.
Yeah, no, put on EastEnders or something, you know what I mean? It's not going to be a great game, The evening will be over after we beat Fulham anyway. But look, that brings us on to the last game of the midweek fixtures. It's Liverpool versus Thomas the Tank Engine and Rooney. Look, I do think this is going to be another boring game. I'll be very interested to see if Chelsea think they can rock up to Anfield and play their passing game. That'll be interesting to see. But you know what? I think Liverpool off the back of a win. I do think, for as good as football as Chelsea kind of play outside of the box, when they get in the box, they don't really have, they don't really score enough goals.
They're very boring to watch, Chelsea. Football. They're so boring to watch under Tuchel.
Yeah, really they don't create or score enough. So for me, look, I'm going to go Liverpool 2-0 here. I think you're going to see Liverpool beat Chelsea. Look, Chelsea can pass around all they want, but at the end of the day, the name of the game is scoring goals. And they don't score too many under this manager. I wouldn't blame them when you have Teamy Weenie scoring, his first one in 1,000 hours. And, you have Callum Hudson-Odoi, who, as soon as he gets on the ball, he doesn't know how to pass it. He's just a very greedy player. He tries to do everything himself. So, look, I do think Liverpool have enough to put this to bed, and I go on Liverpool 2-0. Sorry, Liverpool. Sorry.
Look, I think, as I said, Liverpool, they got a win finally for them against Sheffield United. They're very hit and miss at the moment, Liverpool. They got obviously Kabak and who's it? I don't even know who plays centre back for them.
Or whatever.
Him. Yeah, because obviously Henderson's out now. So, look, I think Liverpool, I think they're a bit hit and miss, especially at Anfield. They've been very poor at Anfield. But I just feel this game could be a bit boring, similar to Chelsea United. I wouldn't be surprised if it's 0-0. But I'm going to go 1-1. I think I do back Chelsea to get a goal from somewhere due to Liverpool's sort of very shaky defence, as I said. I do back Chelsea to get a goal, but I think Liverpool will also get a goal in this one. I think it will be 1-1. I think it could be a bit of a tactical affair between Klopp and Tuchel, of course. But yeah, I'm going to go 1-1 in this one.
Yeah, not bad. But look, guys, there you have it. There's our Premier League predictions. Make sure you get yours in the comment section below. You know what to do. It's easy. Put your comment sections in and leave the tallying up to me at the end of the week. And again, Premier League predictions will be back out Friday again with myself and Charlie for the next round of fixtures. But until then, stay safe. In Jose we trust.
Come on, you Spurs.
Make sure you tune in for my preview at 8 o'clock with Charlie as well. And as always, come on, you Spurs.
Come on, you Spurs.